All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Revolutionary Girl Utena, episode 14.
All right.
Damn that recap episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gave us a whole lot more than a recap episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Best recap anime episode to give us lore and world building.
Bombshell drops.
Bombshells and reveals and twists and theories than ever before.
But now that that's happened, do we actually go back to the usual formula and status quo? Or has it been
right now, I mean, for the most part, yeah. Like we've
got Auntie back?
Yeah, we've beaten the president.
Mm-hmm. So theoretically everything's fine, right?
Yeah, the main thing is understanding a little bit more about Auntie as a character.
Yes. I mean, that's always good.
Because Auntie is left open in a big way now, given her connection to this whole thing and this new character.
Right.
Yeah. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
こんな日の届かない地の底でよくもそのバラは花をつけるね。
僕の黒バラは闇を吸い込んでいるからねえ先輩。あの桐生生徒会長がこのところずっと休んでるんだってさ。だから最近の学園は静かなんだ。
いいことだよ。すべからく学園とは平和な学び屋だとしてるべきだ。
Okay.
So
Boys of the Black Rose. All right. New characters. Let's see where this goes.
Yep.
That's when you can't advance her social link.
Oh no! No!
He had one job.
Yep. We pan down and see that he's holding it up with his feet.
But that's only once.
Okay.
Yeah, your brother.
So.
Yeah.
I was being literal, Utena.
はじめまして、大鳥明夫です。
すみません、天井ウテナです。すみません。
いえいえ、ようこそいらっしゃいました。妹が友達を紹介してくれたのは初めてだから嬉しいです。
Yeah.
さんが大鳥学園の。
いえ、僕は理事長代行です。
What's going on
理
here?
事長はかなえさんのお父様。
父は明夫さんのこととても気に入っていて、私が高等部を卒業したらすぐにでも式を挙げるつもりなんです。
Okay. Arranged marriages.
Yeah.
Cool.
僕はここに来て間もないけれど、ただ一つわかることがある。この学園の生徒はみんな自由で高学心があって、何より争いがない。
Huh?
でしょ?
What?
ずっとこうだといいんですけどね。大鳥学園に悪いことなんて起こらないわよ。ではかなえさん、失礼します。ねえ、私のことをお姉さんって呼んでいいのよ。もうすぐ私はあなたの本当のお姉さんになるんだから。ね。はい。
Oh my god, there is so much I want to talk about right now. Fuck! We're getting so much more.
So is he the brother of...
回りくどいことをしてすまない。少ないがこれを収めてほしいんだ。
お気遣いは無用です。それよりいずれ僕の方から先生方にお願いすることもあるでしょう。
Yeah, we were trying to avoid that.
見かけゼミナールを主催するカリスマ高校生。すごい感覚だ。肝が冷えたよ。見かけゼミ通称黒バラ会。某省のキャリアがメンバーに。
Black Rose.
ながち噂だけじゃないですね。天才高校生見かけ掃除か。
Yeah, and he's a high school student.
Right, of course, because everybody of import in this show will be a high school student. Yeah. Huh.
せっかく誘っていただいて恐縮なんですが、やはり僕は三影先輩のゼミにはふさわしくないと思います。
君のような優秀な知性こそまさに僕の求めるものなんだが。でもまあ、そうか。君がそういうの
Unopened.
気が変わったら言ってくれ。後悔させないから。
ありがとうございます。では。
Won't accept any of the hospitality.
あれ、天女先輩、姫宮さん。ミッキー、どうもどうも。今日はお休みでしょ？姫宮のお兄さんのところに遊びに行ってたんだ。そうですか。理事長にね、 知らないんですか、根室記念館。いわくつきの建物ですよ。いわくつき？
Oh,
昔ここで100人の少年が生き埋めになったそうです。
what?
ねえマリア、君はバラの花嫁になる資格があるそうだよ。
それを言うなら花婿でしょ。僕は男の子だよ。
君には花嫁の方が似合ってるよ。必ず君を本物のバラの花嫁にする。そしてディオスの力を手に入れ、永遠の秘密を僕らのものにするんだ。大丈夫。僕らのことは世界の果ても認めている。
What is going on?
Yeah.
天女ウテナを倒し、姫ミアンシーを手に入れ、そして殺さなければ。
強いデュエリストが必要だね。
The whole status quo has been completely
Shattered.
shattered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, going into the new core with practically like an entirely new story right now.
Yup.
What the fuck? Oh, we're getting into trippy territory, dude.
Uh-huh.
高等部3年 A クラス大鳥かなえです。
This is for an interview?
卒業したらすぐに結婚する予定です。相手は理事長である父が勧めてくれました。ただ彼には妹がいて、その妹が私どうしても好きになれないんです。こんなことがありました。私が大事にしていたスカーフを使ってみなさいよ
Oh,
と
here
か
we
してあげたら、
go.
あの子ありがとうって言って、
We're getting some weird shenanigans going on. Have you been watching the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
up there?
Used to be a butterfly.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
見て私ゾッとしたんです。だってまるで宇宙人みたいだったから。父が病気になったのもあの疫病神が出入りするようになってからのような気がしてしょうがないんです。これ以上あの子の前で笑っていられる自信があ
Oh,
りません。
fuck, bro. I'm ready to pop off in the discussion right now.
I feel so lost that, like, I know there's a ton of material to get into here. But, what?
あなたは世界を革命するしかないでしょう。
Whoa.
あなたの進む道は用意してあります。聖地、100人のデュエリストが眠る神聖な場所です。
Yeah.
この
What
部
the
屋は
fuck?
世界の果てへと続いています。学籍番号 D の13番。見てください。このバラの刻印。
Holy
黒い
shit.
でしょ。持ち主が死ぬとこんな風に染まってしまうんです。僕は黒い方が美しいと思うけれど。
君は僕の黒羽選ばれたんだから。これが君の新たな心臓、新たな命だ。世界の果てに咲き誇るバラ、君に。
What the fuck?
黒いバラの刻印。
And then we cut to a line like that?
The fact that we're getting so much, like, new stuff with the world building that doesn't make sense, but we're getting all these kinds of little...
ついに恐れていたものが来ちゃったのね。人より早いね。お姉ちゃん混ぜてるから。
Oh my god.
And we're getting this happening, like,
どうします？
when
Yeah.
Utena's on the other side of the window?
どうすればいいのか。抜けば？
Wait, and why is she going up here? She doesn't have anyone to duel right now.
Oh, those were her legs walking. I love that we're now getting this in a weird way, even though the reasons why we're getting a duel are not known. The grounding of like, yes, this is still the same, you know?
Right. But
We basically got a peek behind the curtain long before our characters did. That's basically where we're at. So we can kind of take a step back and realize that that stuff doesn't make sense to us because it's not explained to the characters yet. So for now, we can breathe. It's okay.
これは。
Yeah, why am I here?
yeah.
100.
What the fuck?
10 by 10. Oh, this is cool.
But why did Utena come up here?
Well, I think the world has been revolutionized. Something has been irrevocably changed. Yeah. So this is the new stage of what duels will be moving forward. Uh-huh. Yep.
私の中で眠っていたもう一人の私。この黒
Whoa.
バラのある限り、私はこれから嘘の私を演じなくて済む。あの黒バラのせいか。さあ、天井打てな。
Okay, so now there's a mechanical thing that's gotten by if you defeat them, because then you're destroying the Dark Rose, and then maybe that'll snap them out of it.
Okay, let's pay attention to these lyrics here.
And just like that, it's over. That's cool. So, wait, what?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, and if this is your new heart, is she dead?
Or she's put into some kind of slumber.
あれがデュエリスト。天井ウテナか。心を凍結させて作っただけの間に合わせのデュエリストでは彼女は破れないな。
Alright,
じゃあ、ウテナ様。
we're done with the prologue. We're in...
Uh-huh.
これから外出しますので。ああ、今日はお兄さんに会う日だったね。行ってらっしゃい。その後、かなえさんの具合はどう？
Yeah.
もうすっかり元気で。よかった。本当に彼女何も覚えていないの？はい。決闘前のことは全く。
Okay.
だから事情の説明も無理だね。あれ？チュチュいたんだ。
I've always been here.
お前は一緒に行かないの？
I'm not allowed to go with her.
Oh,
when she
yeah.
visits her
I'm not allowed to
brother.
go, yeah. Scared.
Oh.
I went once. I'm never going again.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see the other shoe drop on Thee. What's your real reason for coming over here? Taking off the glasses.
Wait, does she not even need glasses? What?
Oh.
She's a whole different person. Wait.
Wait a minute.
はい、お兄様。
Oh, I have...
Oh no.
Oh, I have a...
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck!
Shit.
Oh!
We had two Nanamis this whole time.
We did! Oh, shit!
Oh my god.
Alright. Whoa.
And no, this doesn't make me happy.
Utena just dropped, this show just dropped, like 7 what the fucks in one episode.
I don't even know where to start with this.
Oh, I do.
This is just a shock and
Don't
awe.
worry. I'll lead this discussion because I already have two main things that I wanna posit here.
I feel like this was enough for us to be unpacking this. Still 5 episodes from now.
No. The better way to think about it. No, listen to me. This is something that's gonna help. So, the show basically was a flower, right? It is now blooming, right? But the thing was we thought we were dealing with a red rose, and it's actually just an entirely different color of rose.
That gives me nothing concrete.
No. It still means that we're dealing with a flower. It just quickly went and accelerated things. You see what I'm saying? Meaning that we thought the story was in its bud stage where it was gonna slowly open up, but no, we just went and And then it's already dropping petals and stuff, and it's not even the flower that we thought it was.
No, I get that. That definitely is what happened, but that doesn't help me understand it.
We're not supposed to understand it. That's the point.
Right.
That's the point.
Yeah.
It's okay to not understand it. The thing is that there's a couple things that we can posit here. The main one is we've actually hit my point of going full Evangelion. We had some like reality bending. We just went and reversed time. This butterfly went back to being a pupa all the way to being like a non-organic or an organic, non-living plant of some kind.
All right, let's do this.
We got to get the names first.
What
all right, the
fuck?
show just decided to absolutely fuck us in the mind and the...
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll try to make sense of this.
Right.
But
we
we're
won't be
also
able to make
not
sense
going,
of all of it.
We're not going to attempt to make sense of all of it.
Right.
The main thing here is we were introduced to at least 4 new characters, and yet there's a possibility that we're dealing with some kind of persona stuff where there's characters that might be the same people and stuff, and then there's some reborn homunculus style stuff, some time shenanigans, there's some reality stuff, there's some symbolism things. The editing has started to come even more choppy to where we are really needing to make sure that we have specific anchors in Utena and Anthi to be able to ground ourselves in what's actually happening.
And Anthi might not even be an anchor.
And Anthi is not an anchor at all. No, we can just say it. Anthi is not an anchor. Anthi is lying. Anthi is deceiving. Anthi is manipulating. And Anthi might not even be, might not even really be the main problem here. Anthi is like a tier 3 problem here. We have a tier 1 and 2 problem that are much bigger here.
So
first things first, names of the characters. We've got Akio. Akio Otori. Apparently, that's
brother to
Amphihimia's brother?
Yeah. Well,
no, there's some shit going on there. Also, they have some kind of incest thing going on there.
If they are actually related.
Blood related, yeah. Then we have Kanai, probably the most straightforward character, the one that knows the least about what's going on here. Someone who is engaged to Akio, who also is the acting chairman, taking the place of her father in a position where Anthi is not a fan of Kanai, and there was some night where father fell very ill after that point there. So there's some shit that these two are scheming together.
This feels like the show just turned into Game of Thrones.
Well, it not only turned into Game of Thrones, it actually jumped the shark. Like we have hit the point now where a lot of our guessing of the symbols and all the supernatural stuff in here, we saw actual mechanical supernatural shit happening. Like actual mechanical supernatural shit happening. So next characters. Soji Mikage.
Yeah.
Or Mikage Soji.
New antagonist, new president equivalent, I feel.
Yes. They're also They're also not necessarily a true antagonist in that they are against just Utena. They might also be against Anthi.
I mean, they want to kill her, yeah.
Yes, exactly. But that's the thing, is that we now have 3 parties at minimum.
Yes,
3 parties of motivations.
Yep.
Anthi is playing multiple sides here, but here's the other thing. Soji's not even really the most interesting part about that group.
Nope.
Mamiya.
Nope. Yeah, so okay.
What?
So all right.
Their character is like potentially everything.
Yes. And they also have a mole right here, which is in the exact same spot and everything as Anthi.
And the way their name is structured, Mamiya.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Well, so crazy shit. And they want to be the Rose Groom. Okay, cool.
Like the true Rose Bride, even
though they're dudes. So they want Anthi to die.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Right. And their simple, immediate, on the surface explanation is that they are creating duelists specifically to fight Utena.
Yep.
Now,
cool.
Because of the way that there seems to be almost a form of control that they exist, like that they have on the school itself through the way that they've kind of done things here. They had this whole interview process here.
They had the whole burying 100 duelists a while ago. That was apparently a thing that happened.
Right. The idea of the duels being some kind of ritual thing is only something that makes sense if you have people actually enacting the ritual and know what they want out of it. Utena has no knowledge about any of this shit.
She's just defending champion.
Anthe is now starting to become more and more aware. We are becoming more and more aware of Anthe's involvement in this.
Right.
Regardless of what she wants out of it, she is a player. But these two are potentially like the players. They can't enact any kind of godlike will on Utena. Utena is still has her own kind of will and stuff and things like that.
Totally.
But they are using, or at least they used, Kanai in order to try and just be a mobile weapon. And
Right.
it didn't work.
This feels very, very much, not that they're in any way the same shows, but mechanically for what's happening in the story, it feels like we just got Dio and he can make servants with stands. He can plant the flesh buds or whatever and do that. And so that's now something that mechanically is on the table. And but it doesn't actually kill the people, right? Because even though they were like, this will be your heart and everything, and the Black Rose or whatever was how they controlled her, once it was destroyed, she was fine.
Yeah.
But she was fine eventually. She did not die, even though she didn't remember what happened.
Right.
So
So here's where we can still go on the grounded aspects of reality here based on what the episode gave us.
Yeah.
Mickey was involved in this episode too.
Yes.
He had a very interesting conversation with Soji. And we got to see that Mickey is very kind of standoffish to Soji for the most part here.
doesn't even open the canned soda or whatever that he's given to drink.
Yeah. It's something where a lot of the characters that interact with Soji are terrified of him. There is an element of him that exudes power and is trying to go about recruiting others for his cause. And Mickey is like, no, thank you, but I'm good.
I'm good.
Pass.
But also, Mickey then did not actually, he was not upfront with what he was actually doing here. And that's like, okay. Like, you wanted to check something. Okay, in the reference room.
Yeah.
What were you actually getting out of that conversation if you were being so standoffish from the guy, but you were meeting him at his office, right?
Well, that's the thing. He's lying to Utena.
No, I know.
So a lot of the stuff as to why he's going in there is completely up in the air.
No, absolutely. But unless Soji has something on him so that he can summon him and compel him to show up. What was it that Mickey was actually going there for if his opinion of Soji is such that he would be that standoffish and not accept any of his, offers?
I think you're going off of a couple assumptions that we need to hold off on that there.
Okay.
The main thing is that I'm just trying to bring up the idea that right now Utena is not the only character we can ground ourselves on a little bit here. Mickey was here. Mickey was involved here.
Yes.
Right now, I want to bring up the fact that even who's best girl? Wakaba.
Wakaba, yeah.
Wakaba gets brought into the episode and has the most eerie moment of basically becoming the monologuing doll girl behind the rose.
Was that supposed to have been Wakaba?
That was Wakaba. She's literally walking behind Utena during that part there.
Well, no.
Look,
so she was
walking together.
No, right.
And the scene continues.
Right, but then so she went out and then went around behind the window to do.
Yeah, she went back and then she went past it and then came back.
I like that from the standpoint that then it's basically telling us that those characters, or the one character, if they were just, if it was just Wakaba switching between outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
It is a person that exists because we saw the thing before, so we knew that they did exist. But, okay, this is our introduction to you did actually know them the whole time. And Wakaba does have the kind of energy where I could absolutely see her doing stuff like that. And maybe it's random, maybe it's not. Maybe Wakaba actually is onto stuff, and that's why she's kind of giving this sort of commentary, because it very much does seem to be for the audience. Or maybe it's just her doing funky shenanigans, right? Because she did kind of say, like, oh man, this place is so boring. I wish something would happen, right? Like, when all of the crazy shit is getting dumped on us, you know? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I think happened here is that Wakaba gives us, to the audience, a little bit of an inside look into what's going on in the play, basically. We need something to shake up the story. We need to go into the second act. Well, let's bring in an extra. News is here. At last, something has changed. Alas, what I feared has come. Isn't it earlier for her? Well, she is very grown up. Now, this could be referring to either Kanai, because she's, soon to graduate, or it could be referring to Utena being ready for this next stage of the duels, basically.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to rip out the wisdom tooth. It's time to move on from being a child and start doing things the adult way. We're moving on to the next stage of things. And then it's immediately cut to a duel. Right. Meaning, like, we don't know which of these two duelists is not ready for this because they're still a child.
And we didn't even see the challenge of the duel itself. It's just, hey, you know that duels happen when we do this, so we're doing this, so there must be a duel. Then we get up there, and there's all kinds of weird shit up there, too, where it's like, okay, some kind of memorial for the 100 people that died. All right, if she's being puppeteered, why is this stuff being set up here? But then there's magic that seems to be controlling the things because then the desks start moving, Yep. So what's...
Well, that's the point. Don't try to think about, like, we don't have to think about what that means.
Right,
The
there will
point
still be
is
things...
that why it happened was because of either something in this world saying it was time for Utena or Kanai to grow up, or both. That's what I think the Wakaba part meant. And that's why she ends up taking on the role of being the narrator for a little bit there with the monologuing girls. There.
So here's my thought. This episode completely changes our approach to the show, right?
Yep.
Because it's a very different show now. Maybe it was all the whole time, but we didn't see it and all that stuff. So here we go, right? We're introduced to this new way of things. But one of the things that the show has definitely done in the past, or has seemed to do, we don't necessarily know to what extent, is have things that don't necessarily need to be literal in their interpretation, right?
Right.
Now that additional details and concrete things for the plot are being introduced, there can be a tendency, I certainly am getting it, to want to then treat everything as being literal, and it's just that we don't understand the ramifications of it yet. But there could still be a lot of things that are non-literal that are being introduced to us alongside the literal, and then the show is basically just trusting that we will be able to, when it's important, differentiate between the two.
I think the main way that you can differentiate between the two is the editing. Right now, there's a lot of images that are just dropped on us out of sync here to give us basically the time to kind of go, okay, this will get brought up later. Right now, it doesn't have an explanation. Right now, it's here to set a vibe.
Yep.
So an example of that is the whole furnace area with all the
it's a morgue, basically.
Duelists that then get, once they're used, they get dumped into a furnace and
incinerated.
Yeah.
And we actually do see the smoke column coming out from the building,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
that's
then,
some supernatural shit. We don't know what that means yet.
But but then, like, what's the reason for why Kanai fell specifically into the position of one of these silhouettes for, like, people died here or something like that? Who knows? Could be nothing.
Yeah, the main thing that I think that we can go on here that was a world-building thing that was established is that this whole location, rather than going into specifics, we can go into general stuff here, is that Kanai is a real part of the story. She's an emotional connection to not just Akio, the new character here, who's very clearly the one talking to Anthe in the previous episode.
Right, we went back and checked.
Yeah, but is a emotional connection to Anthe, who doesn't like that Kanai is with her brother, that she might be, fucking once a week, basically.
Yeah.
So that's its own potential thing there.
Yep.
Kanai has basically dreams.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Kanai Otori. Oh, Akio Otori.
Yeah, they're engaged.
No, right, but maybe that's then why Akio has the different last name.
Oh, because he was adopted into their family.
Right, for the marriage or whatever. So he's basically taking on their name.
I see.
So just because he doesn't have the last name Himemiya doesn't mean he's not her brother. So
he could be Akio Himemiya.
Right, and so
right. Okay,
and so
cool.
Given that that's what's been established, we have no reason to believe that he is not her brother.
Right,
and it's just they might be getting up to some hanky panky.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can I continue with this thing here then with Kanai? So Kanai then basically goes to this new area in the story here, and we see roses going up and down this kind of pseudo environment here.
Right.
She seems to be almost inquiring with the established order of this world whether this is okay. Like I want to do this, but this is my worry as I, go into this here. I'm worried about his younger sister. And meanwhile, the image up there, or the encased butterfly, starts reverting backwards.
Right.
We are seeing it could be just a cool visualization here.
Yep.
But I will say that if this story wants to have meaningful stakes, which I believe it does, it is not just wanting to be an artsy theme-based thing. We want to have actual plot that has grounded elements to it. That we are seeing our first supernatural mechanical thing that is a part of this story. And given that this is a high school focused shoujo story with the supernatural elements being kind of the background stuff, as we go further and further into the story, they'll come further closer to the foreground.
Right, because if they're key to the conflict, then you can't keep them in the background forever.
Right. So in the beginning of the status quo being shifted here, any kind of mechanical stuff that's implemented becomes extremely important.
Like the black rose being, stuck into the heart, and then
exactly,
now you're a puppet. Yeah.
Right. But the idea of, we have at least one person here, Soji Mikage, who is the genius, almost leader, if you will, of the high school.
Right.
In that they're the ones like truly kind of running things.
He feels like the new president. Although
the president's gone apparently.
Yeah, which is okay.
And that's why they said things have been quiet for a bit.
One of the other things that I was curious about is I'm guessing this is all the same school, but there was a vibe that maybe when they were going to see Anthi's brother, that it might have been maybe that he was at a different campus, like some different place.
I think it's because they're starting to introduce third years, and that there's certain sections of the school that only third years would typically go to.
Okay, sure, and that's how it's not something where it's
because Kanai's a third year.
Right, but that's why it's not retroactively making things weird with the fact that with our previous introduction to this school, it was the student council and that's it, right? We didn't get all of this other stuff, even if Soji is this big deal at this school. Okay, cool.
Right, we also saw adults inquiring of Soji in a way that made them seem very low in the power dynamic.
Yep.
Which, to me, starts to bring some questions as to whether or not Akio, for instance, is just actually the chairman at this point, because him and Anthi are trying to take over the school or something. Because if Soji is basically the strongest, influential character in the show thus far by his ability to go to these very symbolic heavy places and very supernaturally mechanically bound places where there's no semblance of logic to any of it, of what's going on at this moment.
Right, it's very mystical.
It's very mystical. He is at the very least a big antagonist, but it's the question as to why is he doing this beyond trying to set up Mamiya? Because until this point, Mamiya's not even necessarily been...
we didn't know they existed.
We didn't know they existed, yeah. So a lot of this is, I think, just groundwork for future stuff. And the main thing I would say that's being kind of brought in here mechanically is the idea that Soji can manipulate the bounds of reality on some level within this school or within certain areas. And
right,
because
whether
of-
it's through direct like magical, like supernatural means, or if it's there are things that he has access to where it's like that that room for the interview or whatever was actually some trippy like elevator or something.
Yeah,
but
it
then-
could be something similar to what the castle is in a lot of ways.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
yeah,
it's the kind of stuff where the show is basically saying, hey, you know how there's this kind of fairy tale magical vibe to the whole show? Mm-hmm. Oh, there are people that actually control it, and there's mechanics to them as well. Meaning that Soji is not snapping his fingers and making stuff happen in any way. He's going
Right.
to specific areas and specific
Yeah.
things and doing specific powers and
there is-
abilities with those things.
right. There's the implication that there are rules to this, even if we don't understand what all the rules are.
Right.
But we're getting some of them, like that the black flower has to be put into the heart.
Right. That maybe the idea of duelists even entering the arena are not necessarily like real people. That it's more of some kind of like projection or something like that.
I mean, sure. One of the things that I wanted to bring up, because I just thought of it and I was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
That changes our perspective on things from what we got in the previous episode.
Okay.
We got pretty strong vibes from the previous episode that Anthi and the person that we now know to be Akio
Yes.
very much did not get along and did not like each other.
Nope.
Now, it could absolutely be that it's just because Anthi has her persona, and when she takes off the glasses, you know, like she shifts. She's a very different person, and she is capable of absolutely despising someone, it would seem, based on how she interacts with Kanai, right? That was very much like a, and it was even brought up as being incredibly unnerving, just how fake it was, right?
Right.
So there's always the possibility that we got the wrong vibe, you know, like we misinterpreted things from the previous episode. But
I think it's super complicated.
I think it's yeah.
I think it's more the thing of where it's the
I think there's. Don't worry, Kale. That's guaranteed.
No. I think we've got a show where we've now almost doubled down on the everyone in this show is super fucked up. Everyone. The instant these new characters came into play, we saw how all of them are kind of fucked up. The only one who might not be is Mamiya. Mamiya, we're not sure about what their deal is.
But they do want to have someone be killed so that they can take their position as groom
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
Soji was very much in charge and leading a lot of that.
That's true.
That's why I want to almost hold on to a little bit of, I'm not sure about Soji and Mamiya even as characters and what we've been given here, because very little of it is outside of the context of them as a duo, except for when the adults came in and when Mickey came
right.
in.
That was where it was the most straightforward.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, I think going back to the Akio thing and Anthi, I think that they very much have a love-hate relationship of some kind.
yeah, at the
And
very
I can't tell whether it's like one of them has self-loathing, like Anthi has self-loathing for the fact that she's doing this, or it's the, oh, no. I'm doing this. I like him, but I hate when he tries to maybe like pretend that he's hiding things from me and I don't see it or something.
Sure.
Like there's ways that I could see this where it's very much that they're both super fucked up, but it's one of them is more deceptive than the other.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel like it's something where Jaime Lannister and Cersei are a good springboard for
Sure.
for the very
Really well written.
incestuous
fucked up
dynamic with
dynamic, yeah.
incestuous thing.
Yeah.
But that in that one I feel like it was a bit more straightforward because the characters were very like upfront about what
Well,
they
that's
were
just because
about.
of the setting of the show.
No,
the
exactly.
story.
But because in this, there's the vibe that they might not be. The how exactly the situation gets fucked outside of the whole incest thing, but like with how they interact with each other and connect as people. That I feel like there's a whole several cans of worms that can be gotten into with that.
I agree.
And now that Akio has been officially introduced, and they didn't beat around the bush of the fact that there is something happening between the two of them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to see that get gotten into more because we don't have to have it be limited just because Utena's perspective is limited, right? We
Yeah.
got a lot of stuff that had nothing to do with her actually knowing about any
The show
of it.
has acknowledged that it is bigger than Utena's individual perspective.
Right.
And I like that because that means that we'll be able to move the show along a lot faster, but that also means that the show is going to change dramatically.
Right, like, given this shift, now seeing Utena and Anthi ride through the sky on stallions, armored up with lances and everything.
Makes perfect sense.
That makes perfect sense because to think about what we had as our perspective of like, oh, the president, oh yeah, he's this big deal. No, he feels like he was an ant by comparison to the kind of crazy shit that's going on
Yeah,
here.
the show just got a reset.
Yeah.
And there might actually be a mechanical reason for it.
And this might also be one of the reasons also why Anthi was so incredibly unperturbed by all of the Rose Bride shit that was happening there with constantly getting slapped and things like that. Because it's the, no. I am playing a ball game that you guys are playing checkers. I'm playing 5D chess. Like,
I'm literally like, playing like war games in space right now. Like I'm not even playing a board game.
yeah.
Like I agree.
Ooh, and
Yes.
at the fire that you make, cavemen, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah, I'm dealing with political intrigue where I'm trying to fuck over like 3 people at once while I fuck 2 of them.
Right.
That's Anthi's world.
There was a point where we literally, before the discussion, were like, wait a minute, is it possible that Anthi is actually Mamiya in disguise or something because of the mole? And then we were like, no, that doesn't make sense because of the motivations in trying to specifically kill Anthi. That'd be kind of odd, But like, that's how...
there's some weird shit we could. I'm holding back on my kooky theories until we get a pattern established with this new dynamic. But I have like 5 theories. I'm just gonna spitball right here. Soji and Mikage are actually not even like.
Wait, Soji and Mikage? Wait.
Oh, sorry. Soji Mikage and Mamiya are not even necessarily real characters, but they are like personas of the wills of the individual characters, like Akio and Anthi.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
But literally
hold on.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up. Let me do my kooky
right.
theories here. That's
Yeah.
one of my kooky theories that involves the Mamiya is Anthi kind of thing. Basically.
Okay.
Another one basically is that we basically just had the world get revolutionized a little bit. We had basically an entirely new cast come in now.
Yes.
And the only carryover be outside of Utena and Anthi, obviously, is Mickey.
Right.
But
yeah, from a narrative perspective, even if not necessarily from an in-universe mechanical perspective, yes, the world absolutely was revolutionized.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This also came after we had the recap episode just earlier,
Right.
which showed very clearly a very princely looking being, or maybe even power or something else like that. There's the power of Dios that's in, probably the castle, because that's where it keeps coming down from. But then we had a character in this episode that basically looks exactly like that, that is, potentially not just the representation of, the power of Dios or something like that, but might literally also be the prince that Utena, interacted with all the way back then, because we now have a way in which rings, the rose rings or what have you, were just casually given to somebody from a morgue corpse.
Casually given to somebody, but then also, you can, if you can control someone and possess somebody with this whole Black Rose thing, then given that the power of Dios is something where it's, we show Utena kind of take on the guise of the concept of the prince or whatever it is, right?
Yep.
Then given that, you could very easily have it be something where who knows which physical body was used for the prince back then, right? It's just
It doesn't
possess
matter.
the power of Dios, and maybe they were a puppet the whole time, and so it's just, who knows?
It literally doesn't matter.
Literally doesn't matter. So I like when I'm trying to think of like not just that this set up a new status quo, but like what even the status quo would look like from here on out, right? Like,
Well, I'll tell you. At the very least, things are gonna go Evangelion. I've been touting from the rooftops for a while now.
in more ways than one.
In more ways than one,
Yeah.
I think we already are starting to show some ways in which we're gonna have some kind of soul transfer, We're going to have some kind of time manipulation. We're going to have some kind of alternate reality stuff. We're going to have, I'm just going down the list here of all the sci-fi, fantasy bullshit.
Wackiest shit they could do.
We're going into potentially utilizing the power of love to save somebody beyond the actual like physical and actually into the metaphysical.
Huh? Wait, where did you get that from?
The fucking OP. Like,
oh,
what is Anthe and Utena's end goal, do you think?
Oh no, yeah, no, they get together.
And it's not necessarily about them getting together as a couple. It's just about their love.
Okay, sure.
Do you think Anthe's in a good situation right now? We are adding layers and layers of fucked into her situation right now.
We absolutely are, but we've also very firmly established in this show that it's not necessarily for another person to decide whether a situation is fucked or not. If they choose that situation and it's a true, honest choice that's theirs, who are you to take that away from them?
I will say, personally, this leans me more into the... Anthe is choosing what she can within the bounds that she's set up.
She's deciding to play the Game of Thrones.
She is actually deciding to play because she cannot avoid the game. The game is what it is.
It'll happen around her whether she wants it or not, so she might as well be an active participant.
Exactly. And that's the limited power and will that she has of being basically the Rose Bride amidst something that now gets into some really fucking crazy supernatural shit. So, we got some fairy tale stuff there with some true love potential stuff. We also have the potential angle of this world being something that is actually some kind of like almost bounded cage, with the way that Kanai was like, I need to enter into this ritualistic elevator thing where time gets wonky, and we get to have a talk about the idea of graduating and marriage and all that, and becoming an adult and all that stuff. And it's the no, how about you duel for us? Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then just her memories of what happened before that as to the duel are gone. How much of that happened? We have memory erasing now being added into this.
Oh yeah, let's go full Attack on Titan. So one of the other things I just realized, all right, in the first section of the show, right, I really enjoyed Nanami as a character, right? Because she was the chaos. She was the wild one where it's the, you never know what to expect from Nanami, right? When she's introduced.
She practically controls what will be filler or not.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how powerful she is.
Right, just reality manipulating. Then we get into this, and then also the whole thing of like, oh, she drowned the cat and all that stuff. It's like, oh God, Now we get into this. Nanami feels rather sane compared to all the stuff that we got in this episode.
Nanami doesn't matter.
No, I know. Yeah, it's just, oh, hey, it's the person that's going to like the rehab or whatever, or like the, the anonymous group or whatever, and they're like, I have, this problem or whatever. It's like, bitch, that's nothing.
I love it.
Oh my God.
All right, so good luck, Kanai, especially. You're in kind of a weird one here. I would love to have the ultimate reveal, though, be that Wakaba has been following Utena this whole time, and then monologuing to us, the audience, in a very like fourth wall breaking way.
She's actually been the one pulling the strings.
She's both characters behind the things being like dolls and stuff, being like that, and being like, oh, it's Kashira, the things that happen in this, and then this is what she's feeling, but what's she gonna do?
We were talking about how Wakaba doesn't get enough screen time. Turns out she was getting plenty of screen time each episode.
All along, yeah.
My mind is full of fuck. Like, yeah.
See, what's gonna happen is we're gonna look at like the voice actors list or something for the show, and it's gonna be like super spoilery. Yeah, so I almost want to like ask the audience to like pass it along in the Discord, is looking at the, not just the character list, because we don't want to look at like characters like that, but just looking at the fucking credits for like who voice acts, so and so. Is that actually a spoiler? Because I feel like it
I could see that being a spoiler. Yeah,
I feel like it is going to be at this point.
Man, Sanji's gonna come back after going on his like Zen mission and everything, and like
he's gonna be like, Troy from Community, being like, it's all burning. Right.
He's gonna be like, I'm gonna apologize and I'm gonna make this right. And then he comes back and it's just
all
like
burning.
All burning.
It's all chaos.
cannons and blood and like, and just the whole school just crumbles in on itself, and he's just like, oh,
Yeah.
I guess I was lucky getting kicked out.
I mean, here's a question though.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a question though. If we have duelists being made in this way, where it's the Black Rose duelists, basically, right?
Yeah.
What happened to the rings? Oh no, it was given to Nanami. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I need to see those rings, basically. I need to know like what's going on so that duels of like the past or something like that were ones where people died.
No, I don't think it was that they were ones where people died. I think it's that what was said was straight up what happened. 100 duelists were fucking buried, and they all died down there. And then
But they were
put in their-
duelists.
No, right, but I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like
There was a point where Order 66 was called, and there were many duelists, right? But then all of a sudden they were all killed.
I want to go out on a limb and say that buried is a very interesting choice.
Okay.
Because
I mean, my mind has been so fucked by this episode. There's nothing that's really off the table for me. Like it, yeah. Hell, even now, like retroactively, now that I'm thinking about it, all of the times that we were like, what the fuck? Why is Anthi going along with like getting slapped and stuff like this? Why isn't she doing something like, come on, we can't just, keep seeing this happen. And now I'm like, wait a minute. Is she actually secretly like the psycho person where it's she gets slapped all these times and there's no response whatsoever. Right? It's the like you're very lucky that hand didn't get cut off, right? Like, it's like I don't know.
But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about the show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.